everybody, it's Kathy Champion and you're back at Random Acts of Crafting, and today I thought we are gonna, first thing I think I want to do is I just want to talk to you. I've got some supplies out here and I'll explain what I'm doing with this in just a moment, but I know for myself that I am feeling very stressed, and normally I'm a pretty calm person, but with everything that's going on I have been just a little discombobulated, and I'm sure that there's a lot of you that are feeling that way. In fact, I have had some people reach out to me and express their stress level is up, and especially people that suffer from depression anyway, and you don't have it under control. I just want to tell you that look up and pray. When I get to feeling so anxious and so stressed, I just find me a quiet place and I talk to God. You know, when you say pray, I think sometimes people think you've got to have this long, elaborate prayer. It's not like that. At least for me, it's not. I just sit down and I say, hey, Jesus, I am feeling so stressed and I just need your Holy Spirit to wash over me and give me that calm and that peace that I need in my heart right now. Lord, I know you're my best friend, and I know that you care about me, and I know that you are the only one that can take the stress that I'm feeling away. And just saying those words and talking to him like that, I can feel that peace and that calm wash over me. And you know, we can't get out and do all the things that we normally would do. I had to cancel my hair appointments and my hair looks awful. You know, if you go to the store, you don't want to browse, you want to just get in and get out. So it can be very depressing, and some of us are sheltered in. Some of us are locked down. So it can be very difficult. Some of us are locked in with small kids. I mean, your entire routine has been just crumbled, and that in itself can cause us stress. So I have a challenge for everybody. All of my crafty friends, we need to keep busy. So what if we sit down each day and make a couple of cards and mail them? We have friends, we have each other, we have family, we have people far and wide that could benefit from receiving a card just saying, hey, I love you, I'm praying for you, and you're in my thoughts and prayers. It could mean so much. So let that be a ministry that we can do during this pandemic. Our hands sometimes feel like they're tied. We feel like we can't do anything, and we can't. You know, I'm in that in-between place of feeling I want to hear the news because everything's changing on a daily basis. But do I really want to hear it? No, I'm so tired of it. But I have that need to want to stay informed, so therefore I listen. So it's a vicious cycle. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of address that up front today in today's video. And I also want to let y'all know that I am praying diligently for you and your family and any friends or people that are important to you in your life. I am praying for you and everything that surrounds you. So when I talk to Jesus, I talk to him not just about my own needs and my family's needs and my stress. I talk to him about all of your stress. So you try that today. Try finding a place that's quiet and just talk to Jesus and tell him that what you're feeling. He's always there to listen. Okay, so without any further ado, I want to show you what I'm doing today. And I'm using this Young at Heart stamp set from Stampin' Up. And I'm using this image and this sentiment, and I think this one I'm going to put on the inside. I love these ladies right here. They look like they're having a ball. So a lot of times we overthink, and I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she made the remark that sometimes she gets overwhelmed trying to pick paper, stamp sets, dies, what should I do with this, what should I do with that. It doesn't have to be that way. I want to tell you that you can do this without causing yourself stress, and I'm going to show you how. Pick a pad of paper and then pick a base color. Well, what I did is I picked a base color, and I wanted something that would coordinate but not quite match, and this pack of paper just hit it right on the mark. So what I did, and I kind of did this ahead, and I'm going to give you all the measurements, and then we're going to put the card together. We're going to do this on the video together. I used, I'll show you, oops, small Butterfingers this morning. I did use this stamp, and I stamped it and colored it, and here's my image. Look at that. Is that not precious? And how I did the polka dots after I colored her, and I used my Nuvo alcohol markers to do the coloring on this. And after I colored her sweater, that beautiful gray, it needed something. So I took my white Jelly Roll pen and I just made some polka dots. Y'all all know how I love my polka dots. So this was my rendition of these three ladies just having a party. I know that right now we can't congregate like this, but hopefully not too much longer we'll be able to. And then I used this for my card base, and this is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So that's the measurement on the card. Then I wanted to choose, and these are the papers I chose out of here. I chose these three papers, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of scatter them on my card so they were kind of willy-nilly, kind of different directions, and I'm going to show you how I did that. It's like a stamp set right there. I'm going to put this one down, and I want it to come this way. I'm going to put this one down and let it go kind of straight somewhat, and then this one is going to go maybe like that. So I wanted these just to kind of be, and I'm going to bring them to the edge of the, I think I'm going to put this one under because I want a little bit more of this right here to show, or maybe not, maybe like that. So there's no rhyme or reason, I just want to scatter them. And then we're going to pop our girls up right here. And then I'm going to cut off of a piece of white cardstock, and we're going to stamp this little sentiment right here. You are only as old as you feel. And I thought, how appropriate is that right now for all of us? Because, you know, we are feeling stressed. I am going to pull out my Misty. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I want to make sure I get a good impression, but I also want to make sure that I get my image nice and straight. So I'm going to bring that down into this bottom corner, and I'm going to put, I think I'll put this right here, and I'm going to put the bar magnet down here at the bottom. And, oops, you know what, I do this every time when I'm using the cling stamps. I forget that I have to take my pad out. Okay, regroup. No big deal. The magnets hold so tight on this. Oops, let's bring this down here, and we're going to do this right here. So I want to make sure that I'm getting that, I don't get in the camera, but I want to make sure that this is nice and straight, because I want to cut that strip off of here. So I am going to use the VersaFine Black Onyx, because this is a sentiment. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. Usually these rubber cling stamps always stamp good, so I don't think I'm going to have a problem with my image. These always stamp pretty. Yeah, look at that. Oh, we'll ink it one more time just for good measure, but I think that looked really good. Oh yeah, isn't that pretty? I love some of the fonts that they use on in the Stampin' Up stamp line. And I'm going to just use my cleaning cloth, and I'm just going to clean that up a little bit, and I'll get to that and clean it better after the video. Alright, we're going to take this off. And I am, while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and put my little pad back under here. Because when I use my photopolymer stamps in here, I need that pad to give myself a good image. So setting everything over, now I want to trim this out. So I'm going to bring my paper trimmer back over. And I am going to put this in, and I want to look and see. I am about 1/4 of an inch. So I want to come over and I want to cut this right about there. And do I want to do anything else to that? Doesn't look straight. And I think yeah, that straightened it up. That looks much better. I'm going to take just a tiny bit off of the side, maybe a 1/2 inch. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to take about yay much off, because I want the sentiment to be the star of the show. So let me get these scraps off of the cutting board, and I'm not too sure if I don't want to trim a little bit more. Yeah, let's take just a hair more. And you know, when you're doing this, you trim your piece down to where it feels comfortable to you. That's what I always say. Make it yours, and look, I think that looks really good, and I don't think we need to do anything else with this. And I'm not going to round the corners. I'm not going to do any decorative, and the reason for that is because I've got all these angles on here. So what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and glue down this piece. So I am going to grab my art glitter glue and a good little amount of glue on there. And I'm going to bring this one right over to the edge of the card right there and press that down. And then I'm going to take my teal and I'm going to bring it up, and we're going to put it down just like that. Now I got my inspiration for this from looking at the catalog online, where they had the stamp set, and I saw this the way they had scattered the paper. And I thought, how cute is that? I don't think I want this here. Maybe I do. It's already stuck down, so we'll make it work. So let's see. We're going to do this one. What if we do it like that? I mean, there's no right or wrong way. So we can put that cross that way. It doesn't matter if they're a little cross-legged. You just want the look of the 3 papers showing. So we're going to put this one all the way over to that edge and bring it across like that. That way we have some of all of the paper showing. So now for our little girls, our older ladies I should say, but they really look good for their age, don't they? Just like all of us. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to put some foam tape on the back of this because I want to pop it up a little bit. So let me grab a piece of foam, and let's see, that's going to be a little bit too big for our ladies. So tell you what we're going to do. We're going to cut this off like that, and I'm going to cut this in 2. Okay everybody, we are back, and I am sorry for my interruption, but what I have done is I went ahead and put my Scotch tape on the back of this, and now all I'm going to do is I want to put this like right here in the middle of that decorative paper. So I'm just going to stick that down just like that. Isn't that cute? And I'm going to do the same thing with this. I want to put a piece of dimensional tape on the back of this. So I am going to grab another piece, And I want it to be the length of this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my piece like that, and then I'm just going to cut it where I think it should be, maybe just a bit short, just like that. And let's see if this is too wide. If it is, we can cut it down. Yeah, I think we're going to cut this in half. I don't think we need that whole piece. And let's face it, we can save this other half for another project. So, let's see. I think I'm going to use this piece on here. So I'm going to put this right about there and run it to there. And it's over just a hair, so I am going to trim that little tiny bit off. There we go. Just like that. And then this piece, so we don't waste it, I am going to take it and right here where my tape starts, I'm going to put it there so that I'll use that first the next time. And this stays perfectly because it's just like this, it sticks to itself. So that will hold right there until I'm ready to use it again, which is absolutely an ingenious way of hanging on to your extra pieces of tape. So we're going to pull the backer off of this. And we are going to put this sentiment right here. And now all we got to do is cut us down a place for inside, and that's going to be a really easy process. I'm going to use this other piece of white paper that I had. And okay, I want this piece to be 4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to do 4 inches right here. And we're going to cut it down to 5 1/4, which is right there. And this should give us our inside, if I measured correctly. I did. Now I think inside I am going to get just a tiny bit creative, and I think I want to do something to my little corners, but I can't decide. Let's use our little Fiskars decorative punch. I think I'm going to try maybe this one. So I'm going to get that in there just like that. And punch. Oh yeah, that's cute. Get that in there. And punch. Oh, that messed up. That's the only thing I don't like about the Fiskars punch. They don't always, this one right here doesn't always punch like I would like it. I think it needs oiling or something. So let's get another piece of paper. That messed up just enough that I'm not satisfied with making the card like that. So let's try this again. Alright, let's go to 4. 5 1/4. And do I want to try this again? You know, sometimes when you bark the first time, it's kind of scary to try it again, but let's see what we come up with. Let's try it again. Okay, that one did pretty good. That one did good. Okay, we're 2 for 4, 2 out of 4. So let's see if we can get 3 out of 4. Yep. And how about 4 out of 4? Let's hope. Yay, we did it. Okay, we're going to push those scraps up there because I'll actually take those off with the vacuum cleaner in just a minute. But I want to grab that sentiment out of here that says, laughing with you is the best form of therapy. I think that that is a perfect sentiment for the times that we're in right now, because we all need some laughing therapy. Don't you agree? So I'm going to put that right about there, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stamp this off, and I'm going to use this piece that I messed up at my, let me get this on here so we can make sure we get this lined up. Remember what I told you about lining your stamps up. Find a spot on your mat, line the bottom of your stamp up, and then lay this on, lining the bottom of your, if your stamp blocks have a grid line on them, that's a perfect way of making sure that you're getting them lined up perfect. Now these stamps usually stamp really good, so I don't have any idea that I'll have any problems with this stamping. Isn't that pretty? I love that font. I'm a sucker for a pretty font. Now this one I'm going to put right about here. Just like that. I'm just going to hold it and just let it kiss that paper. Transfer that ink. And then once I get it where I'm pretty sure that it's good, I'm going to lift it up. And that is gorgeous. So now all we have to do is put some glue on the back of this. Now if you wanted to get more elaborate, you could put something else on the card. You could stamp at the top and the bottom. You know, your creativity is yours. So do with it however you see fit. But now this little card is ready for me to put in the mail to somebody. And I think it is absolutely adorable. I think this would be a pick-me-up for anyone that's, you know, just feeling a little stressed out with everything that's going on. Also, I'm going to do another card, and I may come back today, and it'll be a kind of a quickie. I'm going to let you know that these pieces are 2 inches by 4 1/4. I think it was a 4 1/4. Let's double check. I don't want to tell you wrong. And I'll have those measurements up here on the board, or on this video, as well as in the description. Yeah, they're 2 by 4 1/2, and this piece is 3/4 by 3 1/4. So I will definitely have all of those measurements up for you. So I'm going to write them down now. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and close off from this video. I want to let each and every one of you know that we are all in this together. So please don't feel alone. Don't feel like that you are battling this by yourself. And know that Jesus is here for all of us. And you know, this may be a time where He just wants us to draw close to Him. And if that's what God wants us to do, that's what we should do. This is really a time for us to reflect. You know, sometimes we live in such a busy world. Maybe this is God's way of saying, stop. And He wanted to get our attention. And I'm not saying that God sends bad things on us, but He does lift the hedge and allows things to happen for a reason. Just like with Job. You know, he was a righteous man, and he had to question God, but we should never ever question God. He is the highest authority, and He is above all the leaders of this world, our country. God is in control. So y'all rest assured that He knows what He's doing, and trust in Him to keep you safe. You know, when the death angel came through Israel, as long as the blood of the Lamb was on the doorpost, the death angel passed over. So put the blood of Jesus on your heart's door, and the death angel of this virus will pass over. So I love all of you so much, and I thank you for allowing me to be here with you in this form. And I hope that I can be an inspiration through my crafting to y'all, and I can be an inspiration through sharing what God can do for us. That's my whole purpose in life, is to be a servant of His first and foremost, to share His love with all of you, and to try to be the best person that I can be. And I fail. So many ways I fail, and we all do. But we can strive for that perfection. So I'm going to close, and again, I'm going to say, I'm challenging you to send a card to someone, reach out to someone via card. If you can't do anything else, you can do that. If you don't have stamps, leave a check made out to the postmaster with a note and say, I need a book of stamps. They will leave them right in your mailbox. So, you don't have to go to the post office. You can take your little card and walk it up to your mailbox and stick it in. If you don't know someone's address, private message them on Facebook. Ask them, hey, I've been thinking about you. What is your address? I guarantee you nobody will not give you their address. So, in closing, I just want to say, I love you, God loves you, and let everything that you do and say bring glory to Him. He is so worthy of our praise, and He doesn't want us to be afraid. So go in peace, go in love, and God bless you. Bye-bye.